Hey, I'm Marc Stevens, author of Government Indicted, website, of course, marcstevens.net. And quick video going over some of the tactics that you recognize right away when you're dealing with bureaucrats and they're attacking you. This is extremely common to try to use something that they have forced you to do under threat, duress, and coercion, under threat of jail, like getting a driver's license, like paying taxes, filing a return, or whatnot, and then using that as if that's evidence that their laws apply, which, of course, is illogical because where is the evidence to show the laws apply that I'm required to get the license in the first place? It presupposes that their argument is true. Which, of course, they have not a shred of evidence that just because you're physically in Arizona or physically in Canada, that the rules created by men and women called politicians apply to you in any shape or form. So this is a very dishonest thing that they do. And they'll combine this with, of course, you're asking for evidence. They'll combine that with the standard, I'm not going to argue with you, I'm not going to debate you. So this, recently we had, this came in just a couple days ago. Someone I'm working with in the Calgary area with with the Canadian Revenue Agency attacking him, and it coincides with what was said by someone in the one of the local Toronto offices of the CRA. But it all goes to, they all operate exactly the same way. So the Calgary is just as dishonest as Toronto. And just as dishonest as Washington, D.C., of course, any bunch of bureaucrats. So what they'll do when you back them into a corner that they have absolutely no evidence whatsoever to prove that their silly little rules called laws actually apply to anybody, they'll pull out, oh, well, we forced you to do X, Y, Z, and there. Why would you have a business account registration with the CRA if you weren't required? And they completely ignore the fact that it's compulsory. And they try to, are they under duress every time they go to work? If you're there, sure. But the duress comes in when you register with them or when you file a return with them. It's done under threat of prison. So this was great to have because I'm working with someone in Calgary who did not have the GST, the Goods and Services Tax business account, with the CRA, and they were coming after him anyway. So the idea that they get their jurisdiction when you register for an account is completely ridiculous. I mean, it's just stupid. It's compulsory. It's basic logic. So what we have here, I'll have the document up. It says, as a result of a review of your business, we have opened a business number or Canada Revenue Agency account number for your business. They do it for you. Just like if you don't file a return and somebody reports money that you made to the IRS on a 1099 or a 1098, something like that, then they'll file the return for you as if there's evidence that you're required to file. So it doesn't matter if you file before. They'll do it for you. So this is evidence here that whether you file the return or not, they still think that they have jurisdiction. And why? Because you're physically in Canada, and if you're physically in Canada, their rules apply to you. Magically, of course. So this is something that I brought up to an agent recently that said that, who basically stated that the entire basis of jurisdiction was the fact that somebody had filed for this business account number. Well, what about this guy in Calgary who didn't? Where's the jurisdiction? So it still comes from the same thing, which is why I hit that so hard. That's why I say your focus has to be on that, because it all rests on that foundation. It all comes down to that. And here's more evidence to show that. Your getting a registration is completely irrelevant to their claim of jurisdiction over you. And that is what we call evidence. But if you disagree, if you think I've got the logic wrong, you think I got something in error, or you think that there is evidence proving that their rules apply to anybody, you're more than welcome to call during a live broadcast, or I'll set you up as a guest. Prove that their rules that they just create out of thin air and call laws apply to anybody just because of their physical location, because I'd love to hear it. Again, my name is Marc Stevens. The website is marcstevens.net.